I've seen it in many times in certainly in my career as in finance, where you've followed somebody or you copied somebody that is exceedingly good at their job, and you very quickly, I've seen it in as a newcomer, get to understand who's good and who's bad. And we do that in life as a natural. You know, I'm certainly someone who tries not to judge straight away. I'd rather be able to take the time to learn and understand who they are first before I judge. But it's very easy to find then people that are genuine and good at what they do. And I think for me, certainly listening to Mr. Mufareh the first time was good enough for me. That, you know, your head says something, your heart says something, and if they match, then you're on the right track. And I've thought that ever since, because exactly as you said, why would a successful man come back who has a heart for humanity come back and not tell you the truth? That doesn't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, you've got somebody who is there, has a heart for humanity and wants to help everybody. So he's going to tell you as it is. Now, between you and me, guys, there's an awful lot he can't tell us because it is misconstrued by a sizable group of people, and that just creates more problems. So he doesn't tell us everything, which is great. But most of us understand, or now kind of speak Mufareh, as they say, and we understand a little bit more about what's going on in the background. We understand a little bit more about, you know, what's been happening. And you're quite right, Collins, at the end of the day, he must have been through hell. And 99.9% of people that are early birds, you could say, would have given up a long, long time ago. And I guarantee that probably 99% of those that are part of on passive, if they'd have known it was going to take this long, they wouldn't have become part of it. But I guarantee that when this thing goes viral, and it will, that 99.9% of all of those that are part of on passive would go, do you know what? I'm glad I took part in the journey. And that for me is quite important, because, and I feel sorry for those that are going to come on board at a later date and are going to make money. Great, no problem at all there. But they've missed out on this. They've missed out on following and going through the process that we've gone through. Okay, we haven't had the pain and we haven't had the setbacks that Ash has had in his business. What we have had is a very steep learning curve, and certainly for me, being non-technically minded, you know, I've learned a hell of a lot over the last 6 years, and I don't regret that for one single moment. It's fantastic, and I love the fact that you know, we learn a little bit more every day. We learn a little bit more every day, and we get towards. We're still moving baby steps, but this time is important for us to be able to properly plan. You know my phrase, proper prior planning prevents poor performance, all the P's. At the end of the day, we've got a time, we've got a moment in time where we can and should have been planning for when this goes into full effect. And this means, for me, it's been bolstering the LinkedIn connections that I have. Okay, my Facebook was hacked. Unfortunately, I still haven't got that back. But there are other ways and means of collecting data for yourself for later. You know, even if you're going to send an email out